Hey YouTube, it's Archangel, and today I want to give you guys my review of the AquaEuro Nano Protein Skimmer 2. Well, you might first notice that my anemone is gone. What I've actually done is I brought it to my local fish store. I'm going to be picking up a rose bubble tip anemone hopefully this weekend. But that being said, let's jump right into the review. I've been using this skimmer for almost about 4 weeks now, and I'll show you guys some pros and cons about it. So let's start off with the pros. First, I think it fits really easily into chamber 1 and it's very easy to install, so let me show you guys that. Okay, here's the skimmer inside chamber 1 of my biocube. You can see that it fits with no problem and it doesn't interfere with my overflow float switch right there. So those are my pros about it. I kind of have more cons with this skimmer than pros, so let's get right into that now. Some cons are when you look at this skimmer, it's not all one piece. Yet the collection cup is separate from the main body of the skimmer, and then inside the skimmer you'll see there's another plastic piece in there that comes apart from the bottom. I mean, it's just it's really easy to fall apart the skimmer. A lot of people have been sending me comments of how to make this skimmer skim properly, and I've been using it for about 4 weeks and I still can't get it to skim properly. If I take the lid off right here, we can see that all it does is pretty much fizzle, and I'll get a closer shot of that. All we get is kind of like this fizzing of the skimmer. See if I can bring it around from this side. So you can see that the skimmer is not really producing a lot of bubbles. It's just kind of fizzing and not foaming up to the top. I've been using it for 4 weeks and I haven't seen any foam reach the top. It just fizzes at that level, and all that's going into the collection cup is the little water droplets that you might be able to see, spraying up and then condensing and then going right back into the collection cup. Okay. So I haven't been able to successfully, produce a skimmate from this yet, so that's another reason why I'm not too crazy about the skimmer. Another thing is when you want to empty the collection cup, it's not really easy to do that. Alright, now that the skimmer's off, let me show you how I go about removing the collection cup, and it's kind of a process. So the first thing you have to do is you have to take the clip off, pull the skimmer out. What I like to do is remove this piece over here, that way you don't lose it. And you'll notice, if you do have it, that this collection cup is really hard to remove once you get it in there. It's just almost doesn't want to come out. You try rocking it back and forth, side to side, and you might even notice that when you're trying to do all this, that the bottom might come out over here. See, this is what I was talking about when the skimmer is not all one piece. And then you can see that there's a plastic piece inside here that goes from here to the bottom. This also comes apart, so sometimes when you're trying to put it back together, it might fall apart as well. So I'm going to try to remove this here. It's really difficult, so you have to be careful too. If you have a cup full of skimmate, okay, and you're trying to remove this cup with a lot of force, as soon as it gets to the top, you might fling out of your hand, and you might get some skimmate all over your aquarium. So you have to be really careful when you're trying to pull this off. Okay, so now that I got the collection cup off, I have to reassemble this skimmer over here because I kind of pulled it apart. So push this piece back together. Make sure this tube's right. And I'll just leave it here for now until I empty the collection cup. Okay, so I've gone ahead and cleaned the collection cup, and now it's time to put the skimmer back together. Let me show you that on the actual cup itself, there are a couple notches. I don't know if you can see it. There's one right here, and there's one around the other side of the collection cup. These little notches are to show you how far down the cup should go into the skimmer. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put it back together now. The way I like to put it together is I'll hold the suction cup over here. That way it gives me kind of a grip on it, and then I'll wrap my hand around the skimmer itself and push down with my thumbs, okay? Actually, it is quite difficult to do, so I'm just kind of pushing it together. It requires a significant amount of force to actually get the cup to go together, and I don't want to break it. Okay, so I pushed it down to the notches. Let's make sure the bottom's still together over here, which it's not. So I'll push it together. There we go. I'll get the piece I removed earlier, reattach it. Okay. Get the clip. Okay. Push it back in there. And then slide it down. You want to get the skimmer at a level where it's the gray ring at the top where you pushed in the skimmers, probably just slightly above or at the water level in your aquarium. Okay? What I'll do now is I'll take the top and you can put it back on. The easiest way to do is probably give it a tap with both fingers on each side to put it back on. I'll go ahead and plug in the skimmer now. And that's it. I'll take it off just to show you how it's fizzing. I'll give you a little zoomy zoom. So that's a close-up view of how the skimmer bubbles. I have yet to notice it actually bubble at the bottom, and then foam all the way to the top, where it then hits the top or the lid, and then spill over into the collection cup. I've yet to notice that out of 4 weeks of using the skimmer. What can I say? I've been trying every different type. I've been adjusting the air intake. I'll zoom out right here for a quick second. This is where you could adjust the amount of air going to the skimmer. I've been playing with that. I've been adjusting the height up and down. I've been adjusting the flow regulator with no avail with the skimmer. But I'm going to keep using it. I'm going to keep trying to see if I can figure it out. But so far, what you see is what you get right now. I don't personally recommend the skimmer unless I figure out some magical way of adjusting it. But I would go for the Aquatic Life Internal Mini Protein Skimmer 115. I'd rather pay a little extra money and use that skimmer. I think it's much better. I'll take the noise that makes. It makes a little more noise than this skimmer, but the noise is definitely worth the skim aid that you're going to produce by using the other skimmer as opposed to this one, because all this one does is fizz. It condenses on the lid, and then therefore just collects in the cup. It's not really foaming or anything, so I wouldn't recommend it as of now. If you guys want, always feel free to leave questions, comments in the comments section below. And this is going to be Archangel signing out, and I hope you enjoyed this review.